Hello and welcome to Halcyon. My name's Will. I'm going to be your host for this episode. And on this edition, I want to talk about something I didn't get the chance to talk about when it came out initially, and since that they've managed to ruin. Southpaw Regional Wrestling, WWE's answer to Anchorman. God damn, this show was funny. Essentially, it's a renegade wrestling promotion, tapes of which were lost to time, but they've come across them, put some old VHS tapes in there, and they're watching them, and by God, they're funny. Right from the get-go, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows as it's the thing is the names are so catchy, but when you try to regale them, it's so tricky. You've got I am Tex Ferguson, and you got Chad Too Bad, and they play these takeoffs of Michael P.S. Hayes and Hulk Hogan and a lot of gimmicky characters from the 1970s and 80s. You've got John Cena as Lance Catamaran, who's like the Gordon Soley type character. You've also got Chet Chetterfield, who's like a 1970s anthropomorphized, if that's even a word, someone correct me in the comments, version of Eeyore in a tweed jacket who's constantly sipping cognac and things of that nature while he's super depressed with a terrible comb over. You've got Tyler Breeze as the banker. You've got Rusev playing a country guy. You've got Jericho playing the Mean Gene Okerlund character. And they're all so well done. And the funniest bit though is how you can tell it was done for jokes, poops and giggles, because there's some scenes where you can tell that they're bursting at the seams to laugh. Jericho in particular is a real bad culprit for this, in the sense that he sees Rusev really going for it in some takes, and you can see him just kind of going. He's really struggling to keep it together. But I love that though. It's such a wonderful insight into the humor of some of the wrestlers. Best episodes were the first set. I believe there were 5 in total. And unfortunately, WWE did what they always did and ruined a good concept by overproducing it. So in the second one, they played to some of the dumber elements. Like the one that really got me was Jericho and Natalya, and he was ogling her because she was a woman and had big breasts. Jesus Christ. I mean, considering that the comedy in the first one was centralized around the wrestling and the absurdity of it and the cataclysmic nature of its presentation and how it was falling apart at the seams and the characters were terrible and the direction was terrible, but that was what made it funny, to in the second set they just kind of lost the thread of why it was funny in the first place. They ruined it to a degree. So while it's disappointing that WWE actually paid attention to what the fans liked on that occasion and actually started producing t-shirts and mugs, of which I was very, very interested in buying, by the way, it's also a shame because that meant that some of the probably more prominent writers decided that they wanted a piece of that action, took it, wrote it, and ruined it. So if I'm going to make a recommendation, watch the first 5. Don't watch the rest. The rest are terrible. But the first 5, I assure you, even if you're not a wrestling fan, I guarantee you, you will get some kick out of because of just how absurd and over the top it is. My personal recommendation is, as far as the character is concerned, is John Cena. He carries the show from start to finish with his characterization that just gets more and more frustrated and degraded as it goes on. It's freaking hilarious. So if you've got the network, I'd strongly recommend you check it out. But if you've got it YouTube, you can go check them out as well. They're on a playlist and absolutely free to watch. So please go and give those a watch if you wouldn't mind terribly. So thanks very much for watching this episode of Halcyon Blink. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some of the other content creators in the description below. Follow me on Twitter. And as always, take care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Halcyon Blink.